All right. Yeah. It's time for that boom bap breakfast. In case y'all didn't know, this is right here on Black Power Media. This is the Remix Morning Show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor. And let me introduce you to our host. We got no other than Kalanji Jamachanga.
Yeah. Okay. What's good? We in the building today. It's a red and black day. You know what I mean? It's we doing.
Liberation.
No doubt. You know what it is. Hey, salute. What's going on, Ear Doctor? You in the building?
Everything's good, man. You know, we had a little bit of hooky going on today. So, we had to come in here and hold it down.
They thought we wasn't going to do it. They thought we wasn't going to do it. We here. Africa's in the house to get petrified. What's going on? Yes. Remixes in the building. Shout out to all the remixes out there. Putting in that soldier work, representing with us.
We got Insomniac right here.
We got Insomniac before. No, wait, Insomniac. Okay.
Did I say that right?
Okay. I mean, I thought it was Insomniac, but it's it's just
close.
I'm a little off this morning. I'm coming through.
What up?
Yes. No, it's definitely a good day. Shout out to all the remixes out there. As you can see, this is a rare moment. I have the Ear Doctor riding shotgun today. He will be on the wheels. And I'm coming with a straight takeover. These folks they playing hooky today, and I think they thought it wasn't gonna happen.
Come on,
you know what I mean? But it's got to go down.
We've been doing this for years. In case they didn't know, Speaking of the shirt, we see the Renegade Culture 100 episode got posted the other day, man.
Renegade Culture 100 episode. I think that was a dope episode. Shout out to all y'all that tapped in on that. You know what I'm saying? And for folks who are unfamiliar as far as this platform here, that's how we got started. Kamal, Ear Doctor, myself on the program Renegade Culture. So go back and check out some of them throwback episodes. We had probably like 120 something episodes before we laid it down. And then of course we teamed up with our guy Dr. Jared Ball and came up with Black Power Media. Yes. You know what I mean? So that's what we're looking at right now. So when you hear the remix, a fun fact, the remix was made as a combo of Renegade Culture, the RE, and I Mix What I Like. That's where the mix come from. So it's a fun fact. Put that in your books. But anyway, definitely shout out to all those out there that's been riding with us, because some of these folks have been rocking with us since the days of Renegade Culture. You know what I mean? So definitely salute to all those who's been checking us out.
Wait a minute, you must have paid Insomniac.
It's so maniac, man. I told you, man. Word up. Anyway,
we'll find out.
Listen, man.
Hey, yo, so I've been talking to you at least once a week for the last 4 years.
Unfortunately.
God.
Unfortunately.
I ain't even been in a relationship with a person for that long too much.
Oh Lord, let's not talk about that stuff on this show. Let's not start that shit today. I mean, and for folks, I think you came on when did you actually officially tap on as far as Renegade?
I think it was the third show or something like that.
Third show or something?
Yeah, y'all had Killer. I was there for Killer Mike.
Okay. I think that was around show 7. But I don't know how you remember these numbers and shit.
I don't, man. You remember numbers, dates. You got a little computer bank up there, man.
I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I guess, when you organize and you know that these folks are constantly trying to set your ass up, you got to remember dates, times, receipts, you know what I mean? The whole nine, because they'll try to pull a whammy on you, have you confused, like, damn, what date was that? You know what I'm saying? Now ask me my birthday, I'll get it messed up. But yeah, so definitely, shout out to all the good people on the platform that have been helping this particular platform grow, because Black Power Media is becoming a institution. I'm just going to say that, because not because of us as far as the hosts, but the top rank sharp guests that we've had on here. Many of our guests, they made their debut in coming on podcast on our show. Matter of fact, you mentioned 100 episode. That was Jalil Muntakeen's first time ever doing a podcast because he had gotten out after doing 49 years a few months before. And speaking of Jalil Muntakeen, tonight on Riot Starter TV, we will have Jalil Muntakeen on the show at 7 p.m. Eastern. So if you're around, check that out and catch some of these jewels. But anyway, no more delay. I see that you was out in the streets yesterday, Air Doctor. What was going on out there, man?
Man, I went over to Clark's homecoming. You know, I had a pizza place back in 99 to 2002 over there across from the Clark Atlanta's gym. So I was right in the middle of the AUC, which is Morehouse, Spelman, Morris Brown, and Clark. But I went over there for the homecoming to run into some old students I used to see around. And then I find out there's a shootout and 4 people got shot at the homecoming. I'm like, God.
Wow.
And it wasn't
in Atlanta?
Yeah, here. Clark Atlanta's homecoming. Man. 4 people got shot. 1 was a student, and other ones was just neighborhood beef going on, and somebody just got clipped.
Crazy. Did they survive or what?
Yeah, they survived. They survived. Everybody survived. So.
You know, it's wild. Like, I remember when I first came out to Atlanta for my second time living here. I remember just, I was amazed because it seemed like every HBCU, or the majority of HBCUs that I had went through were, like in the hood.
Oh yeah,
there's projects across the street, so on and so forth, and it was always wild because I remember organizing around that way, and on one side you talking about gentrification, it was like that whole type of program because you had a lot of the students weren't touching down with the folks in the hood. It was like this barrier, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, look, you can go here or you can go there, but then you go to Memorial, it's the opposite because you have the neighborhood, but then you have Atlanta Penitentiary, the Fed joint right in the middle of the joint. You just go down the street and it's like right there. So it's like, you too can come here. You know what I'm saying? So it's always wild, man.
And speaking of that, even when you talk about the Spike Lee movie, when they had Samuel L. Jackson beefing with Larry Fishburne, when it was the neighborhood against
when he was Larry. Before Lawrence. He was Larry. Yeah,
my bad.
No, he was Larry at that point.
Yeah, he was Larry. Yeah. We gonna call him Larry.
We'll call him Larry.
But yeah, even that. I mean, even when I had the pizza place, it was right in the projects. It was right next to the projects and right next to a dorm. So it was a perfect place for both to come in and have food and conversate and everything. And the one thing I realized, we never got robbed. Being right in the projects. One time some cats tried to run up in there, but we was strapped and we was good. But other than that, I mean, we hired the crackheads, we hired the kids in the projects, we hired students. So it was a melting pot for them to all come together and be like, all right, this is our pizza place. Ain't nobody gonna mess with it. This is ours. So it's like you gotta give something for both for them to come together, and a lot of the places, colleges don't do that. They don't have that. So
no doubt. Now, tell us about your pizza place because of the fact that, we joke around a lot, but I've talked to many of the comrades. Shout out to Esco and folks like Marsiki Scales who vouch for that for that pizza shop. So tell people, because I know folks out there like the Air Doctor with a pizza shop. Talk about that.
I mean, the thing was, it was we just seen a lot. We was like, yo, for one thing, when I was at school over there, we wasn't having no up north parties. So it was all down south music. So we was like, all right, let's form a tri-state club at the school. Started a tri-state club, started throwing tri-state parties, bringing down Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Mobb Deep, MOP, all types of people from up north. And then that went into like, all right, what's next? What else is not over here in the AUC? So we was like, yo, people can't really get no good food over here, and it's expensive. So it's like, all right, let's do a pizza place. Dollar Slices. Had the Dollar Slices. used me and a couple of my brothers, we used our refund money from college. Instead of going to the mall, everybody was spending their money at the mall, getting new kicks and everything. We was like, yo, let's flip it. So we opened up the pizza place my last year in college. And it was, like I said, it was great. We didn't really know what we was doing. We didn't. So we went and hired somebody that worked at Papa John's and was like, we'll pay you $1 extra. Come over here. My man Yashua Allah, peace to the God. He came over and we just started making pizzas. And we had pizzas with the names of Bob Marley. We had Queen Mother Moore. We had the name, because I was an African studies student, so I wanted to incorporate. I always love to incorporate history. Even on this program, history is my thing. I love to incorporate history and knowing facts about different people. So we kept it going, and the community loved us. But after a while, it started knocking down the projects, knocking down the dorms, and we was out of there.
Hey man, that was that's good that you were able to, you all had some type of vision.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because folks don't understand the hustle. You know what I'm saying? And that's always a necessary thing. What I want to talk about real quick, man, and something I don't really do too much, but I'm gonna hop in the chat real quick because of the fact that the thing is, I see someone complaining about a show I had or whatever. We do have like a box that you could put your complaints in and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? I mean, that's how I feel. And I feel like oftentimes one of the things, we'll be talking about one particular subject, like we'll have a different freedom fighter on and they'll start a whole nother convo about something else and they'll miss what we talking about. This right here is the Remix Morning Show. You know what I'm saying? Riot Starter TV will be on tonight. You know what I'm saying? My email is defendingtheport@gmail.com if anybody has anything to say. You know what I'm saying? Let's not, come on, man. Like, what's up, man? If you don't like what we talking about too, there's other options. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, because, we get up early in the morning or whatever. We try to do our thing. And I'm sorry, my apologies. Sometimes we don't always get it right. We don't always give you everything you need. You know what I'm saying? But we are making an effort to be fair and balanced. If you have any suggestions on people you want to bring on the show, tweet them at us and we'll make it happen. It's that simple. It's really that simple. You know what I'm saying? But otherwise, what's the deal, man? What we doing here?
Have a Coke and a smile like Richard Pryor.
Whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying for the record, right? Because I need people to understand something. And Ear Doctor, and not just the Ear Doctor, many of us on this platform, sometimes we bump heads, you know what I'm saying? But we've been like the Ear Doctor just said a few seconds ago, we've been seeing each other, working together for 4 years straight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And there's times that we don't like each other. We putting it out that we having a candid discussion right now. But we come together for the greater good. You know what I mean? And oftentimes I see people doing more complaining than helping us to push what it is we're trying to do here. Right. You know what I mean? Now, if you don't dig it, that's one thing. But if you do and you have criticism, we're all about being cool with constructive criticism.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? But I read some stuff, like some people was talking real crazy that I know that, you won't be saying to me in my face. I'm just going to say that. But anyway, we're gonna go beyond that. And shout out to all you, and we accept any constructive criticism. Please make an effort to not just try to disrupt what it is we're doing, because that's really not going to work.
We can't. We got to ease into the morning. You know what I mean? We got to.
We 15 minutes in.
See how everybody's doing before we get into the news. This is the structure here, y'all.
What might have happened? Things might have been rough, But anyway,
how are we doing before we give you what you want?
Man, y'all still alive? Peace to all you out there, man. Shout out to all the good folks who join us. And because one thing that I was checking out something the other day, and I had to realize that I don't really watch podcasts like that. I'm gonna just keep it honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I don't, and I'm grateful that there are folks that check our platform out regularly. I think that's really, really cool. You know what I'm saying? I think it's really cool that that you all see fit to to tune in and tap in and see what it is we're talking about, because our goal with this platform is not to get rich not to make a whole lot of money or any of that type of stuff, or not even popularity. You know, nobody care about that. You know what I'm saying? We had our own lives before we ever went live, quote unquote. But to make an effort to you know, inform people on what's going on around the planet, the nooks and the crannies. You know, we try to talk about organizers that are in the neighborhoods. Many of you have come on the platform and shared information, and that is what we would like to do. You know what I'm saying? That is what we like to do. Shirley, I see you said, Kalonji, nobody's scared of you. I don't want nobody to be scared of me, because like my uncle told me, there's a whole lot of people that weren't scared that got their ass whooped. But anyway,
hey, yo,
check it out.
Before we go to the break real quick, let them know what we got coming up on the show.
Yes, so we definitely gonna be tapping into the news. I kind of wanted to give y'all a different feel, since the rest of the crew isn't here today to join us, but I just wanted to you know, kind of still give you all some news, and don't mind me when I'm you know, I'm on my early morning thing or whatever, like the ear doctor said, you know, shit, we just getting up.
That's right.
But we have some news that's going on around the country, around the globe. Second hour, we have a guest or two. You know what I mean? So stick around. That's right. We're gonna enjoy ourselves. Ear doctor, you're gonna go to a quick break.
Let's do it right here, right now on the Remix Morning Show.
Let's get it, baby.
Yeah. What's good, everybody? Get that echo up out of there. But yo, welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. Make sure y'all hit that like button, that subscribe button if you haven't already. Go to patreon.com, drop some change on the bucket. We are working on the documentary right now on Cuba. So please make sure y'all tap in on that also. We got some things going on and we need y'all help. And with y'all help, we can make it happen. All right, so real quick, let's go ahead and get to the weather and let y'all know what's going on. Where's the highs and where are not the highs? All right, so let's first start off in Charleston. I'm going to start off with some spots that don't get a lot of love. So we're going to give them some love today. Big up to Charleston, South Carolina. They got a high today of 66 degrees. Next, let's take it over to Wilmington, Delaware. Big up to Delaware State over there, HBCU. They got a high today of 55 degrees. Next, let's take it over to St. Louis, Missouri. They got a high today of 49 degrees. And now let's take it over to the west side. Let's go to Albuquerque, one of my favorite words ever. Albuquerque, New Mexico. They got a high today of 65 degrees. And now let's take it to St. George, Grenada. They got a high today of 80 degrees. And last but not least, let's take it over to the motherland, Kanye, Botswana. Kanye, Botswana. Did y'all know that there was a place called Kanye, Botswana? That's right. And they got a high today of 80 degrees. And speaking of Kanye, Botswana, did y'all get to check out Arm the Masses? I think y'all should. Check this out.
I want to know if that's the genius one, because if we got to go by those standards, for young people, we need to redefine what genius actually is. Do you understand what I'm saying? Which one was the one that went and bagged a soft porno star and married her? Talk to me. Is that the genius one? Or was that a genius move? Or talk to me. Help me out. I know you're saying Grip is really raw. I know I'm not. I'm being tamed tonight. But talk to me though. Which one is that? And how much mental health experts got to get together to discuss something that we in the Black community have been seeing for a long time.
Get him, Griff. Yo, so check that one out. That was the other day on the Riot Started TV. If you haven't already, go check it out. Now let's go ahead and get back to the Remix Morning Show. Y'all know how we do. Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, thank you for that, Ear Doctor. For folks who don't know, that is actually a new show that we have, which my co-hosts are Professor Griff from Public Enemy and LT, who is from the podcast Mental Speak. She's also a therapist for folks who don't know her. And that's actually on Arm the Masses TV. So definitely make sure you tune in over there to Arm the Masses TV as well. We're building up, this particular new podcast because we want to take it in another direction because we don't want to get Black Power Media banned. So, you know what I'm saying? With Griff, anything can happen. But shout out to those folks.
He don't give up.
Don't give up. You know what I'm saying? So we all don't give up, but we gotta kind of, you know what I mean? Keep the balance. Yes. But anyway, man, it's a whole lot. And before we go to the news or whatever, there's something you and I can just kick it with briefly. I have that particular episode that we talked about was a joint dealing with the whole Kanye situation. And I know folks are tired of hearing about it, but unfortunately, one of the things that mainstream media does is it pushes certain things down our throat, and it causes us to almost a divide and conquer type situation, because you have on one side, this guy's a genius and y'all hating on him, and then you have on the other side, he's out of his mind and he's a op, and then you have other folks just like, well, I don't want to hear none of it, and all of that's cool. But we wanted to break it down from a with a therapist, with another hip hop artist, because of the fact that Professor Griff has been in the industry for years, and he's also someone that was ridiculed, for those of you who are old enough to remember, back in 1991 due to an interview he had where he mentioned certain folks or whatever, and he was essentially blackballed, and they tried to divide the group. But so we wanted to touch on it from there. And also we did another interview. I did one with Daruba last week as well on Riot Starter TV, which kind of laid some things out. So definitely, if you get the opportunity, go back and tune into what it is we're doing. We're not going to get heavy into that. I know that right now they're talking about George Floyd's family has hired Lee Merritt, and they're talking about suing Kanye and Candace Owens in regards to the whole, him claiming that
on Drink Champs.
Him claiming that George, died from fentanyl, like you said, on Drink Champs. And then, we see yesterday that Nori, about to call him Noriega, Nori backpedaled. Went on a breakfast show. Went on a breakfast show, and he, such, I'm sorry, and all that. But what it was the fact that he works for a certain industry and he likes that money. And he didn't want to get Nick Cannon. That's the reality of it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And what they did, they were strategic with it. They had him go on the Breakfast Club to apologize, and he apologized for the George Floyd piece. And then Charlemagne pressed the issue and said, well, what about the anti-Semitic remarks and so on and so forth? Nori was trying to apologize, but the reality is, you brought this guy on there because you wanted the ratings.
Yes. And not realizing it was a political move, because Drink Champs is originally just supposed to be to honor rappers that did their thing. Now you bring in on somebody because it's a political move and it brings up your ratings. If you step into that, then you got to be ready for the backlash when he was like, yo, we're Drink Champs, not Think Champs.
Right.
Don't bring them on if you don't want to get that backlash.
No, but what you said, and I'm glad you pointed it out, because of the fact that that's what he tried to run to. He said, this is, it's Drink Champs, it's not Think Champs. So are you saying that this program is not meant for thinking? He was trying to say that it wasn't political. Newsflash, everything is political. You understand what I'm saying? The way we speak, the fact that we speak English right now is a political consequence of war. You understand what I'm saying? The way we dress, the way we move, so on and so forth, it is a political thing. I had folks, I was talking to someone a few weeks ago, and they said something about my locks, and I said, my dreadlocks or whatever, so on and so forth. And he's like, but nah, brother, don't call them dread, because that means blah, blah, blah. No. I want my enemy to dread me. You understand what I'm saying? Don't get it twisted. I'm clear about what I'm saying. I don't wear what I do to be cute. This is a political statement. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, they tried to backpedal because, and now you want to act like, there's nothing political about it. But you the same dude that in the 90s, you took on the name Noriega. You understand what I'm saying? But now all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm just Nori. You know what I mean? Because of the fact that I don't want no problems. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna there's gonna be a whole lot coming. Again, we're not gonna spend no time on that.
Yeah,
go ahead.
And I want to say this too. I know a lot of people are like, oh, here they go with this Kanye stuff. Really, I think the thing about what Kanye is doing, not just the talk about Kanye, is it could be broken down psychologically of how different people are in the community and different things we have to deal with, because psychologically, mentally, the thoughts of how certain people think, and then at the same time realizing this dude is going to be running for president in 2024.
I mean, honestly, at this stage right now, I don't even know if he'll make it to 2024.
He telling the people come kill him and stuff. I'm like, yo, this dude is wilding. But enough of Kanye, man.
Yeah. But I don't really have, I don't even know, what to say about dude because of the fact that he's all over the place and we're all over the place with him sometimes. But that's just what it is. Anyway,
let's get some news.
We can go ahead and slap that map. We can get into this news real quick. Yes. Welcome to, I was about to say Riot Starter TV. We got too many damn platforms. We got Riot Starter TV, Renegade Culture, Remix, Morning Show, Black Power Media. We got all kinds of things going on, but it's, same game. We out here. I wanna there's a few different stories, and shout out to our good comrade who's been consistent with the stories, our sister Erica. Make sure you check out their show, Broke-ish, Erica and Amber. Some of the folks that you don't see on the Remix Morning Show, because I know some of you only tune in to the Remix and you check out folks that you see on the Remix Morning Show, but definitely make sure you go to Black Power Media and check out some of the other shows, because all of our hosts aren't on, they're not on the Remix Morning Show. But we have some real solid stuff, and Broke-ish is one of those shows. So shout out to them. I want to start off. There was a situation in a spot called Smith County, Texas. Give me 1 second. We're going to get some things going here. I want to share this video.
Okay. And if you got any problems over there, just send them to the
No doubt. No doubt. If I don't know how to work this thing by now, then that's me.
If you know it by now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We will have a problem. Boom. So while we getting this video loaded, there's a situation over in Smith County, Texas, I believe. Yes, Smith County, Texas, where there was a quote unquote raid, not a raid, they were serving a warrant, an eviction warrant, and some of these dumbass cops decided that they were going to steal like cops do, because pigs like to steal. They squeal and steal, and they decided that they were going to loot a little bit, and one of them wasn't so bright like they usually not, and they left their camera on. So I'm going to go to this quick video, and then we're going to chat about this.
In Tyler, Texas, 3 constables served an eviction notice. They would clear the house of the residents, then do the following. Via the accidental activation of one of their body cams, the footage captures the constables stealing items from the house.
Hold on. Hold on, don't come down here. Let me see.
Wow.
Oh, it gets better. We're gonna let it play a couple more seconds.
Put them in my shirt.
Wow, they cleaning them out.
And telling them not to come down there.
Hold on.
You talk about the dump. Oh my goodness, these cops are
Oh,
Man, they have no concerns about what's what. So what happened was these idiots right here. It says new evidence shows that moments before the eviction took place, they went on this looting spree. So it was 3 officers, a 34-year-old by the name of Curtis Trailer Harris, Chief Deputy LaQuinda Banks. That's who you saw in the joint with her camera on, and a partner, Sergeant Derek Holman. Okay, so these folks went through rummaging through watches, accessories, makeup, cash, and all types of stuff. They said it was the drugs and paraphernalia that initially tipped off the Tyler Police Department, because they knew that there was supposed to have been more than what was reported.
Mm-hmm.
So this dummy, she told them on the camera, she said, "Okay, the camera's off now," and, and they decided to get busy. I mean, these people are. I mean, first of all, you are evicting someone. Okay, so these people are already losing their home.
damn.
And you decide upon yourself to start, going in their pockets, literally going in their home, just rummaging. And you know what I'm saying? So basically they ended up trapping themselves. Whole thing on tape. She's so dumb she couldn't even turn the button off. Okay, it's off now. And you see, and they like, oh man, watches. She whispering, you couldn't really hear all the whispering and whatnot. Ooh, you know what I'm saying? She's shopping like she, like they hit the jackpot. So now they claim that there was drugs in the house, but again, there's nothing on camera that shows that. I think that was kind of their way to justify.
Exactly.
And they say drugs and paraphernalia, it could have been
sprinkle crack on the floor.
I mean, it had to be that. It could have been some weed and some blunt wraps or something.
Yeah.
And they call it drugs and paraphernalia. You know what I mean? So they're fired, and they're supposed to be they said that they'd be facing anywhere from, I think they said 2 years to 10 years or some craziness like that. But anyway, this is that's the police. So you know what we say about that. Another case. You got anything you want to add on to that?
Oh, I don't got nothing to add to these idiots, man. I mean, some people got regular jobs where they got a camera on them while they working, and then just to know that you got a camera on you while you working and you
walk around with it,
some da-dum, man, please,
man. I mean, it's not anything new, because many of us who grew up in different areas, different urban enclaves across the U.S. and abroad, we know how they get down. Mm-hmm. We used to see them planting stuff on people like right in front of us. You know what I'm saying? They'll threaten to put it in your pocket. Oh, you just had this on you. Man, no, I didn't. I ain't even got no pockets. Nah, well, I saw you with it. You know what I'm saying? So, the thing is, we understand that a pig is a pig, and you try to avoid them by all yeah. But anyway, moving right along, there's another situation speaking of pigs, rotten pigs of all types and shapes and sizes, etc., etc. There's a case out in Kansas City. Excuse me. Kansas City Police Department said missing Black women reports in Kansas City were completely unfounded. Excuse me. Less than a month later, one of these women that was missing, but not missing, according to the Kansas City Police Department, escaped from a home where she was kidnapped and tortured. Okay, it says the bombshell revelations and horrifically tragic events explicitly disprove Kansas City Police Department's earlier statement that there are no missing Black women from this area and that the potential of a Kansas City serial killer is completely unfounded. The woman also told investigators her friends, quote unquote, didn't make it out and had been murdered by the man. Okay, so this is the bastard right here. The police, this particular story here.
Oh, Hacksaw Jim Duggan face.
Yeah, this cat right here, Charles Manson, fat brother. This case right here, they talked about how there was not only women saying that other women were being kidnapped and murdered. There's a brother, and I'm gonna show you the video in a little while, who's an activist out there. I believe he's some type of pastor. He actually made a video talking about how there was a serial killer out there, and they completely ignored this man. They completely ignored all other folks who were out there. I mean, who had problems with it, who talked about it. It says the Excelsior Springs Police Department and investigators at the crime scene. Move on. I'm sorry. A bombshell multi-county investigation began last Friday when a 22-year-old Black woman escaped bondage after being kidnapped, sexually assaulted, and held captive in the basement of an Excelsior Springs, Missouri man's home. The man is identified as Timothy Haslett Jr., a white 39-year-old male. The woman was discovered around 8 a.m. last Friday, October 7th, when reports of a woman banging on doors and crying out for help reportedly reached the police. Sierra Tharp told Excelsior Citizen that her grandmother provided the woman food and a blanket after bringing her inside the home. Okay, so the victim, identified by the alias TJ, in court records told both Tharp and the police that her friends did not make it and had been murdered by Haslett. She made the comment about her friends, and they talked about how she had been kept in this basement of this terrorist, in this basement of this rapist, this kidnapper, in a small room that he had built. And they said he kept her restrained in handcuffs on her wrists and ankles. Dang. Said she was whipped and repeatedly raped, and that she was able to get free when he left to take his child to school. So this bastard actually had his child living on the premises. I don't know if he had a wife or whatever the case is, but this small room is where this woman was held, and thankfully she was able to escape. It said that court documents said that upon the police officer's arrival to the resident, they found TJ, and she was wearing latex lingerie and had a metal collar around her neck with a padlock and duct tape around her neck. TJ advised that a man by the name of Timothy picked her up on Prospect in Kansas City at the beginning of September 2022. In mid to late September, the Kansas City Defender published a video of Bishop Tony Caldwell, a local Kansas City community leader who was one of many in the Black Kansas City community, who made reports of numerous murdered and missing Black women. Okay, we're going to play this video, and I want you to hear what this brother had to say.
They need to take it back to cutting limbs off. They need to cut this dude's limbs off.
Listen, man, this dude right here, and I know that there's some folks that's like, oh, well, you don't meet violence with violence, but then these same people will be pro-death penalty. You know what I'm saying? They say, okay, well, what are you doing? I'm going to talk about that in a second. But this is this brother who made this video prior to this revelation.
I am a little upset right now. The reason I'm upset is because we got 4 young ladies that have been murdered within the last week here off of 85th and Prospect. We got a serial killer again. and ain't nobody saying nothing. The media's not covering it. We got 3 young ladies that are missing. Ain't nobody saying a word. What is the problem? Why can't we get some cooperation? Where's our community leaders? Where's our activists? Where's our public officials? Where's our police department? Where is those folks at? In President Gardens. Come on now. We need to start knocking doors. We need to start making sure that this is brought to the light. We cannot continue to let this happen.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so definitely, you know, of course, like I said, this brother, you know, he made this video months ago. He tried to tell the cops what the deal was, and of course, they said, you know, wasn't nothing happening. You know, basically, go back in the house. Y'all tripping. Y'all making stuff up. This woman talked about how, you know, her friends didn't make it, how they were murdered, and how she'd been tortured. This is horrific. And of course, we've heard stories in places like Ohio, where you know, you had these sick individuals hold women in basements for damn near 2 decades. This particular woman, you know, she'd been there since early September, according to reports, and we don't know how many other women or people may have been held prior to this. This is the one that escaped.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, I see someone said something about Jeffrey Dahmer, but yes, it's that type of case. I mean, I couldn't imagine, you know, a loved one being held and tortured, and in many cases, they're right under your nose,
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know your neighbors, and you have so many sick individuals out here. So to that I say, sisters, brothers, what have you, you know, be careful out here, because, you know, you have a lot of sick individuals, you know, just roaming,
Mm-hmm.
and you never know. So, you know, definitely I'm glad, like I said, that she made it out safely.
Yeah, get to know your neighbor, especially. I know a lot of people are renting and stuff now, so you got people coming in and out. You definitely need to at least get to know them a little bit.
I mean, but hey, man, I mean, in some cases, you know, of course, you have neighbors that you think you know, because there's so many times you like, oh man, that's the guy that, you know, he used to give us this and that and so on and so forth. So, you know, the reality is just you know, trying to make sure that, you know, you stay as safe as possible.
Hey,
I
and
know
on
that
the
why
light,
not learn. Go ahead.
no, so I was just saying, and on the lighter note, speaking of missing women,
Have you seen her? Tell me, have you seen her?
I'm just saying.
Okay, all right. Those Air Doctor does it again.
Next story.
Kamala Harris. Anyway, yes, I don't know if she was brother asked if she was a sex worker. I don't know. But you know, whether she was or not, you know, with all due respect, that's irrelevant. No one deserved to be snatched up, assaulted, raped, attacked, kidnapped, murdered, any of that type of stuff. So, you know, I didn't get into that particular piece. Anyway, moving right along, we can give you another story.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, we hope. I mean, you know, because to me, these officers, quote unquote, are just as guilty as the, you know, as the the perpetrator, and to use their words. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that goes back to the importance of, like, when you'll talk about organizing, even like FTP, community movement builders, when they talk about organizing and getting your own community, people in your community to go house to house and go and make sure we ain't got to call the cops. You know what I'm saying? That's what's needed. So if something like that happened again, we ain't got to be like, oh, could the cops come? Nah, we coming door to door, and we're gonna check, find out where they at.
Right. I mean, but you know, the crazy thing about it, I'm like, you know, these folks are building rooms in their homes, and their own family members are not knowing that you're holding someone hostage. And I mean, like, what the hell how big is your house? What's going on in there? You know? Excuse me. How does this work? But anyway, there's another situation out in where's this at? I believe it's Texas. Is it Texas again? No, Indiana.
Oh, I'm about to say.
Yeah. I
Got
mean, with Texas stay off the chains, man. That's a whole nother program. Let me see. I want to share something else here. I'm doing a lot of sharing today, huh?
Hey, man, Sharon's Karen.
Sharon's Karen. Okay.
Kalonji Sharon.
Yes. Yeah. So, I'm on the wrong page. But anyway, there's a situation out in East Chicago, Indiana. 5th grade teacher was arrested over an active kill list of students. Teachers say that she worked with. Yeah. So this particular teacher, in East Chicago, which is about 20 miles south of downtown Chicago, at Saint Stanislaus School. There was a situation where a teacher told one of the students that she has her on the kill list, and she has her at the bottom of the list. But she said she also had other students and co-workers, other teachers on on this particular kill list. Now, this is a time when we're talking about all the shootings in school, folks coming up in the school shooting. You're talking about kids bringing guns to school. So now you have a quote unquote teacher who's telling a student, a 5th grader, that she has on the kill list. I want to see what the local news out there is talking about. Let's see if we get my man Trey Ward over here.
And Alan, it was that student who reported her teacher to her principal and her counselor. East Chicago police say that teacher admitted to those allegations, but officers weren't called until hours later. That girl's family now left unsure on whether or not she'll return to classes.
They really need to work on this one. This is something serious.
A little bit of buffer.
Not really going.
Yeah, a little bit of buffer in there.
I'm really scared and worried.
Disturbing and violent comments allegedly made by a 5th grade teacher at St. Stanislaus School in East Chicago have left a deep concern lingering over Portia Jones, her family, and her classmates. That teacher tonight now in police custody after comments allegedly made about Portia and other students.
She said that she wanted to choke us and she wanted to kill herself.
Just before 1 yesterday, Portia says she immediately alerted her counselor, then her principal. And police say while speaking with the principal, the teacher admitted to making comments about having a kill list, even naming a specific student's name, but never giving them the list. The teacher was sent home and told not to return to the school pending an investigation. East Chicago police say they weren't called to investigate until 4 hours later.
They should have never let her walk out them doors. They should have called the police right then and there. That's a threat on the school.
In a letter sent to parents, the school's principal said in part, quote, "When asked, the police assured us that our facility was safe and that we could proceed with all scheduled learning and school events. We asked if, out of an abundance of caution, it would be advisable to have police in the building, and we were further assured that there was no need."
Wow.
I want to point out too that this particular teacher, according to reports, they said the teacher was immediately escorted to the office, but she was allowed to go home. So she wasn't arrested till 11:15 the next morning. So this is how insane this is. This student, this little girl saying that, okay, she put us on this. She said she had us on the kill list. She said she wanted to choke us, and she said she wanted to kill herself. So you have all this information, and you just allow her to go home.
She should have reversed that order. Just kill yourself.
I mean, but the thing is, yeah, I mean, definitely, I agree with Z. It is it definitely sounds like some type of mental health issue. The teacher was 25 years old or is 25 years old. But my point is, if these type of threats are already made, why allow her to go home? You understand what I'm saying? Why not seek some type of help, or if you're going to report something, report it to authorities at that particular moment.
Mhm.
Because I couldn't imagine my child coming home telling me that this happened and the teacher just went home like it was all good. So I mean, this just shows you the type of society that we're in.
Worth and value. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, shit, I could step out the house and I'm automatically a suspect in whatever. You know what I'm saying? They're looking for a white dog running down the street. Hey, you, sir. Come. Why you shoot
Got the
blood?
white hairs in your beard.
Fit the description exactly. So the white hairs in his beard, I thought he was a poodle. Like, these motherfuckers is crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is what we're dealing with here in this particular society. On one hand, just a quick recap. We have on one hand, you have the cops going inside of a home of some folks that they are evicting, and they're deciding that we're going to loot the house. And then you have other cops who, eating sandwiches or at the donut shop, and somebody's like, hey, someone's being kidnapped or whatever, so on and so forth. No, they're not. Give me another donut. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
Then you have a teacher making threats inside the school, and she can go home. And then the next day you decide to call the police and arrest her. I'm wondering why they call the police. I'm betting that it was some backlash from the parents.
I was just about to say that. Yeah. Parents got into it.
Parents start calling like, yo, man, you know what I'm saying? So because 11 o'clock, that means that whatever time school started, the pressure started to build.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got to call the police. You know what I'm saying? But I think they should be held accountable as well. The teachers and they're saying that the children are learning online or whatever for their safety. So we'll see how that works out. Send us your news. Like I said, I was talking earlier and I was talking about put something in the box. You can send any requests or any news to you could DM us on Instagram. You can hit us up on Twitter. You can email us mediablackpower@gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? And we'll definitely try our best to get back to you. Sometimes we're busy. We don't have a big paid staff. You know what I mean? Yeah. We get a whole lot of emails too. I mean, sometimes some of the emails we talking about be a little bit, off the meter. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, look, I'm sorry I can't report what's going on the moon today. I'm not familiar. But anyway, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna have the ear doctor do a little bit of spinning for us, or whatever he's gonna talk about.
Sure.
Okay, exactly. Tell me what the ear doctor gonna do.
Hey, y'all want to come see me spin? Come on Sundays, 8 p.m. right here on Black Power Media.
Definitely check out Sundays. Sundays is dope, and that was a dope episode last week. What's your man name? Who's DJing with you?
Oh, DJ Nizzy. Nizzy came through, and we took it back to the 80s with some hip hop and reggae. So go check that out. And the week before that, we had Dr. Jared Ball come to the office. And this week coming up,
okay,
we got Kim Brown coming.
Oh, you got Kim Brown coming.
Listen, you next, Kalonji, the musical interview. We got to know about your music side.
Hey, Kim Brown, what y'all talking about?
Redman is gonna be brought up.
Oh, okay.
But that's what it is. Let's go ahead and get to this quick break, and we got a lot more coming up, so y'all stay tuned.
Yes, we have a guest coming up next as well, so stick around.
What's good, everybody? Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. As you see, we got some sports to talk about real quick, not too much. But, I just wanted to give a shout out to go back in history and talk about somebody that hardly got noticed, but was one of the first. That's right. Who am I talking about? No other than Reggie Roby. Who is Reggie Roby? Reginald Henry Roby was an American football player who was a punter in the NFL for 16 seasons from 1980s to the 1990s. He played for the Iowa Hawkeyes. He was recognized as an All-American professional player for the Miami Dolphins, Redskins, Buccaneers, Oilers, 49ers. He died of a heart attack in Nashville, and that's what happened to him. Actually, in 1993, Roby's financial difficulties left him to filing bankruptcy. It's crazy how you could play in the NFL for this many years and then wind up being bankrupt. Like, what are they paying this guy? The Miami Dolphins had to cut him in the 92 season. He became a free agent, and he played professionally for a while until 1989 and later became marketing and development director for Backfield in Motion, a nonprofit group mixing athletics and academics to help inner city boys. So big up to that brother coming straight out of Iowa, Reggie Roby. That's right. One of the first black kicker in the NFL. And speaking of crazies, I know this is going to be a big Halloween outfit for this Halloween coming up. But if you ain't, all you got to do is go get a badge in the suit. That's it. That's it. Go get you a badge in the suit, and you could be like Herschel Walker. So that's your sports for the day, and that's what it is. And speaking of, let's go ahead and get back to the Remix Morning host, Kalonji Jamachinga. This is the Remix Morning Show. Yeah. Hey, yo, speaking of politics, you can do a shake your head about that dude, right? Speaking of politics, guess who came to the Black Man Lab last night? Oh, let me take you off mute here. You gotta unmute yourself there. There we go.
Here we go.
All right. So guess who came to the Black Man Lab last night? No other than Warnock. Warnock said, listen, I gotta come and I gotta get these votes up. And because
he came to the hood.
He came to the hood. He came to the hood and was like, listen, we're gonna come talk. So he came through and started giving a sermon and all that. And you know, because you know when a preacher be like taking them long pauses and like, yeah, he did that last night because his debate with Herschel Walker, they say he just might have won it a little bit. I was like, how you lose a debate to Herschel Walker? But
I didn't watch the debate, man. I mean, like, you know, I'm trying to reserve my brain cells. I mean, preserve them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy between Herschel and Kanye. I'm feeling like Will Smith's daughter. Like I want to whip my hair back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It's like out of control around here, man. But I don't know, man. Warnock, you know, I mean,
he's done some grassroots stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he did. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I haven't seen him since the whole Troy Davis thing. You know, he did do the work out there during that particular case, that campaign. So shout out to him for that. But you know, like I said, oftentimes these pastors, like many other community leaders, they have political aspirations. They have it already set out. They have it mapped out in hopes that they can you know, take it to another level. Herschel, on the other hand, you know, with this whole cop badge and all that craziness, like this dude right here, man. But I won't be surprised if he won because, I mean, this is the U.S. This is the place where Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor, the Terminator.
Yeah.
It's a place where Jesse the Body Ventura was, I believe, was he a governor or?
He was a governor of Minnesota, was it?
Okay, yes, governor. Okay, I thought I wasn't sure. You had who else? Ronald Reagan, an actor, became president. Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, anything could happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Herschel Walker, you know, became, you know, I mean, if he ended up in office, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's just a symbol. He's just somebody to hold the place of, okay, we are the Republicans and we are coming through. We're gonna put this person in here. He ain't gonna be doing nothing. We're gonna run everything from behind the scenes, but just to throw it in y'all face to show y'all how silly these politics in US is, we gonna
yeah. And that right there alone, man. I mean, that it shows you how serious we are not when it comes to quote unquote political leadership in this country. in other countries, they may burn and shoot and fight because we're talking about, our destiny. But they'll put literally, here's a prediction. I predict that within the next 20 years, they'll have a hologram running for president. I wouldn't be surprised. They might get a hologram of, just pick someone. They might get Tupac.
Yeah.
For the black vote, and folks will
vote.
go ahead and vote for it. Vote for them. They'll be like, oh man, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that we are so confused that anything could happen. Anything could happen. So, we really have to reassess our position and what our role is here in this particular society, because right now we're going to hell in a handbasket, but I want you all, don't forget, there's a case going on right now that you've heard us talk about on this platform. We have a brother up in Missouri who they are looking to assassinate. They're looking to murder him in the next 45 days or less, probably 42 days. You know what I'm saying? And we need you all to make sure that you retweet, you post about them, you talk about them, you discuss them. Let me see, who's the first person in the chat that can say his name? Let's go. Come on. Who am I talking about? Scheduled to die November 26th. Work with me. Anybody been paying attention?
They better be on it.
Come on, man.
Oh, come on. Y'all got so much to say right now. There we go, Coco.
Okay, here we go. Thank you, Coco. Kevin Johnson. It's the brother that we all should be supporting. Thank you all to everyone else that came in after that. Kevin Johnson should be the main topic of discussion when it comes to what's going on in society right now. Indeed, there should be clemency for KJ. And then some of us are saying that he should be free all the way. You know what I mean? So he should be released and sentence commuted, so on and so forth. So, we are absolutely saying justice for KJ. I need you all to do us a huge favor, because, right now we got these rappers reposting. I know some of y'all like, oh, he ain't gonna do nothing. I at least need to see. Tag us in a post. Let us know that you're supporting our man KJ, Kevin Johnson, who is scheduled to expire at the hands of the state on November 26th. So I need you all to check in. I'm gonna do something that some of you not gonna like. Shout out to Speech from Arrested Development. Shout out to T.I. and Killer Mike for posting about KJ on their page. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not talking about their politics. I'm saying to you,
they got
that if they can do it, if you all can't post or retweet or talk about this in the barbershop, in the salon, on your block or whatever, everyone needs to know what's going on with KJ, Kevin Johnson, out in St. Louis, Missouri. So make sure that you support him. And real quick before I bring on our guests, I've been getting a lot of folks commenting, particularly on my IG page, talking some crazy shit about, oh, he killed a cop, and I can't believe you want us to support. Cops kill us every day, B. He'll be all right.
Getting your Cameron voice.
Cameron voice. Let me tell you something, man. We are quick to talk about peace and justice when it comes to our enemies. But when it comes to us, we don't have no peace and justice. You understand what I'm saying? We're making excuses as to why we shouldn't fight. That's the reality of it. That's lazy and it's cowardice. If you don't have nothing nice to say, then shut the fuck up. You understand what I'm saying? The police murder us all the time. No, we're not interested in, we feel pain for people's families, yes. But you have to choose what side of the barricade you're going to be on. When you go to war, there's a chance that you will be killed. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. That's just the reality of it. When you join the military and you're sent to certain areas and it's a war zone or whatever, it is a pretty good chance Not pretty good chance, but there's a chance that you might not make it back. That's how this thing goes. You know what I'm saying? So any of you all who consider yourselves pro-police, do yourself a favor and unfollow me. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to watch Black Power Media, you know, unless you're trying to surveil us. And even if you are, you're not going to get anything but proper information. So that's how we do around here. This is Black Power Media Remix Morning Show. I have a guest coming on, and the ear doctor going to do that quick flip for me in a second. And you know, he's going to be talking about a case that he's dealing with out in the Philadelphia area. So y'all stay tuned, and we're going to be right back with y'all.
Yep.
Peace. What's happening?
Hey, Uhuru, brother, what's up?
Uhuru, what's going on, man? For folks who don't know, this is my man, Comrade Diop Olugbala, and he's been putting in his work for decades, particularly right now with the Black is Back Coalition. Is that correct, my man? Comrade?
Yeah.
Okay. We know you've been putting in plenty of work when it comes to this whole dealing with the state, the police in particular, and we know that due to your work, they vamped on you numerous times. But there's a new situation that's going on right now, and I wanted to invite you on to talk about this current situation, because as always, it's outrageous when it comes to the police, because the police, it is their job to mislead, it is their job to disrupt, and it's their job to make efforts to destroy a movement. So tell the people why you are here today with us, and what is this case about right now? Because I heard some things going on in the streets of Philadelphia, and I needed to tap in with you.
Uhuru, did you get the email I sent you?
I did. Wasn't able to open it all the way, but just, you know, we'll work it out.
That's the format of the interview that I want to stick to.
Okay. Okay, so you talking about on Tuesday, March 29th, you were arrested and charged with aggravated assault against a cop in the downtown section of Philadelphia. According to court transcripts, Diop was standing on the sidewalk when the arresting officer came up riding his bike on the sidewalk, which is illegal. You are not permitted to ride a bicycle on the sidewalk, a business district, or where there is a bicycle only lane available. Now, this is what you were saying to him.
No, just read. Like, if you read it, it will make sense to read what I sent you in verbatim.
Yeah. On this particular computer, I can't really get all that going right now, so I need you to work with me.
All right, what's the question?
Okay, I'm asking you, what exactly took place? I know there was a situation, the cops riding a bicycle on the sidewalk, you're standing on the sidewalk, and I guess that the officer almost hit you.
Yeah, so on Tuesday, March 29th, the morning of around 11:59 a.m., I was waiting in front of a Wendy's on Chestnut Street in downtown Philadelphia, and waiting on deliveries. I do deliveries for these apps and whatnot, and so I see a cop pulls up on his bicycle, and then we make contact, and then subsequently I'm arrested and charged with aggravated assault. So that's essentially what happened. And like you said, I mean, I sent you some really important stuff leading up to this interview that would have helped to set a backdrop for this interview.
Yes, sir.
that was compiled by, my committee.
Okay.
So, but it's important to note that, like you said, riding a bicycle on the sidewalk in the business, what's called the business district. This is according to Pennsylvania Department of Transportation law. Riding a bicycle on the sidewalk in the business district downtown is essentially it's illegal. And there's another law that states that when the police break traffic law and in the process of doing so collide with a pedestrian or motorist, that they are automatically deemed as being at fault. So based on this, there shouldn't even be a trial.
Right.
Yeah. So, and it's important to note that there's a history to this particular struggle because in March of 2019, I was arrested in the same location because back then the police would gather around at Wendy's with the intent of harassing African students, high school students that would convene around Wendy's and inside Wendy's. And on one particular occasion, I was inside the Wendy's, and a young sister and her friends came inside, and the pig was outside. And when she came inside, the pig, rushes in and starts harassing her and making some threatening statements. So I challenged the pig and tell him that's why y'all be getting shot. And I was arrested for disorderly conduct and a few other misdemeanors, but that case was thrown out. That was back in 2019. But I say that to say that there's like a history to this particular struggle that I'm dealing with now, in terms of a special kind of harassment that I experienced at the hands of the Philadelphia Police Department and apparently the district attorney's office. So, but that's what happened, to answer your question.
Right. So right now, as far as where you are today, I understand you have a list of demands that that you and your committee would like to see met. So what are these demands?
One is Black community control of police, which means the immediate withdrawal of colonial capitalist police force from the oppressed and exploited African community, and the immediate establishment of a Black community control of police commission, which has the right to mobilize for the security of the Black community, which has the power to hire, fire, and set discipline and training standards for gun-wielding forces in our community. And that power would begin with the immediate disciplining of Officer Leon, the arresting officer in my case, who essentially broke their own law in the process of arresting me. Number two is the immediate release of all African prisoners from the colonial capitalist, U.S. colonial capitalist prison system. And of course, you don't need to just look at my case to come to the conclusion that the U.S. government has no moral authority to prosecute or accuse anyone of a crime, given the fact that this is a government that was established on stolen land that it stole from the indigenous people, the enslavement of African people, and the ongoing colonial capitalist exploitation of African and indigenous workers within its own borders. And the fact that we have political prisoners such as Mumia Abu-Jamal, Mutulu Shakur, Leonard Peltier, and several other, many of whom whose names we don't even know, whose only quote unquote crime was standing up for the Black community, challenging this terroristic, oppressive, and colonial white nationalist government and its treatment of Black people. So the fact that there are scores of black revolutionaries who are languishing in the dungeons that they call prisons throughout North America is perhaps the most glaring evidence of the illegitimacy of the prison and court system. And therefore, how can we take seriously any conviction that comes out of their courtrooms and procedures? You know, so we're saying that release all African prisoners and the rightful black people to resolve the contradictions within our own community on our own terms. The third demand is reparations to the African community for 500 years of colonial capitalist exploitation. And lastly, of course, drop charges, free DI.
Heard up. So
I want to just really encourage your listeners. I'm not sure how this interview is going to flow, but before I go any further, I want to encourage your listeners and viewers to go to the website of the Black is Back Coalition, blackisbackcoalition.org, because on November 5th, we're going to be holding a national march, Black People's March on the White House on the question of guns, violence, and Black community control of the police. And that march, again, is being led by the Black is Back Coalition and Chairman Omali Yeshitela, who is the chairman of the African People's Socialist Party, founding leader of the Uhuru movement, which many may know is facing indictment at the hands of the FBI, where on, I believe it was July 29th, the FBI raided the home of Chairman Omali Yeshitela and his wife, Deputy Chair Onizane Yeshitela, as well as their headquarters, their national headquarters in St. Louis, Missouri, and their southern regional headquarters in St. Petersburg, Florida. So this march is going to be intended to mobilize a united front against this counterinsurgency that the U.S. government is waging and escalating against the Black Liberation Movement in the form of myself, which is a part of the Black Community Control of Police movement, and the Black is Back Coalition, which leads the Black Community Control of Police movement. So it's really important that your viewers and listeners, register for that march, attend that march, and hook up with this organization, which is the only anti-imperialist Black self-determinationist or anti-colonial formation in existence. So I really want to encourage everybody to go to the website, which is, again, blackisbackcoalition.org.
right on. So, and that is how they can help you with your case as well?
Well,
Going to
yeah,
that website?
and we have a petition circulating on change.org dealing with my petition and with my case. And you can find that by going to change.org and search Stop Krasner. That's Stop Krasner, spelled Krasner, free DI. Stop Krasner, free DI. And you can sign there.
Right on. Yeah, we had Chairman Omali on the platform right after that particular that vamp, and shout out to our brother Dr. Jared Ball. He came on his particular on I Mix What I Like in particular. I wanted to know, because I know that there's some folks who are familiar with the Uhuru movement, and there's some folks who are not. And I know you mentioned Black is Back Coalition. We know there are different moving parts. So can you briefly explain to folks what the Black is Back Coalition is, and what and what role you play with that particular position?
Coalition. Yeah, Black is Back Coalition is it's an organization of many different organizations. It was founded in 2009 under the leadership of Chairman Omali, but there was a number of different organizations and individuals in attendance at the founding meeting. But it was essentially founded to organize a response and criticism from the Black Liberation Movement not only to the U.S. government's escalating wars of aggression in Afghanistan and other parts of the world, but also to deal with the question of Barack Obama and neo-colonialism. As you know, Obama was selected as the president of the U.S. In 2008, and masses of oppressed people around the world were inspired or encouraged by this event, not understanding that Obama essentially represented white power and blackface, and the white left that would typically be on a anti-war kind of mission even found itself unable to level a criticism against Obama and the government that he led, simply because it did not want to alienate itself from the black community, which, as we know, at the time supported Obama. But our task as revolutionaries is not simply to follow or tell the masses, but to provide leadership to the people, even at the expense of losing a few friends who were opportunistic, really. But it's important that the people understood and understand what Obama represents. And but this is how the Black is Back Coalition was founded. And since then, we've been doing an annual march and mobilization on the White House in DC every November, to again keep the politic, the anti-imperialist and anti-colonial politic in the center of the entire African liberation movement. So all the organizations that have joined the Black is Back Coalition, although they may have ideological differences, all unite on the principle that black people have a right to be self-determined, and unite with the stance against U.S. and European imperialism's attempt to dominate the world's oppressed people through its wars of aggression and other means. So essentially, that's what the Black is Back Coalition is, and there's several working groups within the Black is Back Coalition, including a political prisoners working group. And these working groups, one can join as individuals. Otherwise, you would have to join the Black is Back Coalition as an organization. But individuals can join the working groups. And again, they include political prisoner working group, education working group, healthcare, and there's a Black community control of police working group to which I belong. I'm part of the Black community control of police working group.
Word. You've been putting in work for a minute, man. I ain't seen you in a while. It's probably been close to a decade, I'm thinking. You know what I'm saying?
It's been a minute. It's good to see you, bro.
Good to see you as well.
And I know that you've been doing work ever since then.
No doubt, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's that's one of the things that I always respect about you and the organization you belong to is consistency. You know what I'm saying? We've been putting in this work for decades, and it's like, it's not a fashion statement. It's not to be a trending topic. You know what I'm saying? And the assaults that have taken place on you and Chairman O'Malley and others are a direct result of the work that you all have been putting in for decades. You know what I'm saying? And this is, as Imam Jamil Al-Amin, H. Rap Brown would say, this is what comes with war. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the consistency and not wavering from your politic, because oftentimes folks go with whatever the flavor of the money is. You know what I mean? So keep us posted on your case. We're gonna definitely support. You know what I'm saying? We back in contact, even though we ain't never left. We just was in the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? You was on one side and we was on the other side of the trench, but it's same fight. So like I said, stay on point, brother. Be safe out there, and we gonna win in spite of all the bullshit.
Uhuru, comrade, thank you for having me.
No doubt. Uhuru, man, stay safe out there, brother.
You too.
All right. Checking out the Remix Morning Show. That's my brother Diop Olugbala. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you support what it is he's doing out in the Philadelphia area, along with his movement. Remix Morning Show. We'll be right back at you.
Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt. Yes. Definitely shout out to all the workers out there, because just seeing Diop reminds me, I've been in this movement for 36 years and counting. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen a lot of come and a lot of go. You know what I'm saying? See a lot of folks who, every now and then I run into folks who, I used to organize with you. Like, oh yeah, because it ain't hard to forget if somebody was actually with you. Yeah, we used to do the Feed the People program. Okay, when was that? Yeah, I came out there. It was like May of 2005. You know what I'm saying? But folks, they'd be talking like we was out swinging. You know what I'm saying? It's like
they made a couple sandwiches and was out.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Literally, I might even ate a couple of sandwiches. I don't even. Some of these cats ain't even make none. I've had folks talk about, I see on their page, FTP movement. Yeah, no one knows them.
What would you say is like the most racist cops? Because I gotta say, Philly, man, them cops in Philly is a piece of work for years.
Most racist cops. That's hard living in Georgia, man.
Facts. But in Atlanta, we don't get harassed like how they do in Philly.
I would say, to be honest with you, if I were to say the most aggressive, because I'm not going to say the most racist, because I can't really measure that, but the most aggressive cops that I would say that I would run across would be New York, because I remember being in Harlem, and some undercovers just jumped out, start punching this dude in the face. You know what I'm saying? Throwing him against the wall. These are crackers with no uniforms. They pulling out the whole nine, and it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, they get down ugly. But I've seen, because we've gotten down with pigs in different areas. So, you got Chicago pigs, you got LA pigs, you got Atlanta pigs. In fact, I think Atlanta is one of the worst, because you said racist, but these black cops in Atlanta, a lot of them are real pieces of shit. You know what I'm saying? I've seen them getting down, and I've seen, like, even the MARTA cops. Folks don't know MARTA is is our train system out here, train and bus system. But what a lot of people don't realize is that the MARTA cops have more jurisdiction than the city cops, because they go wherever they can make arrests, wherever train stops or bus stops exist within the metro area. So they can go beyond, they can go from College Park to Decatur to wherever else the train runs and get down. And I've seen, like, women cops, like, undercover, 60 years old plus, tackling, young folks on a train, on the platforms and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? For selling incense and oils.
Wow.
So a pig is a pig. Now, what type of slop they eat is, I can't call it.
It depends on the pen they in.
Depends on what kind of pen they in and what kind of pen they trying to put you in. So definitely shout out to all the folks in the chat that are workers. And one thing that folks, if you know me, that one of the things I'm always talking about is organizing, right? So I implore you all, if you're not a part of an organization, stop making excuses and get down with something. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get down to FTP movement. You don't have to get down with nothing I'm involved in. That's irrelevant. But find something, if not in your area, somewhere that you could tap into, and that you can have some folks that are going to have your back, because it's real out here, and no man is an island. And there's no individual in movement history that ever did this thing without an organization. Now, you might not know the name of that organization, or in some cases, it might didn't even have a name, but it was an organized formation in order for folks to be able to do what it is they had to do. So you have to understand that if you're talking about building something concrete, an organization is absolutely necessary.
Hey,
So
speaking of organizations and stuff, let's take a quick break. I got somebody I want to talk about real quick, and we'll come right back.
Cool in the game. Let's do it. I'm gonna see if I can get someone else on that told me they might copy.
Oh snap! Let's do it right here on the Remix Morning Show. All right, once again, welcome out to the Remix Morning Show. I go by the name of the Ear Doctor, and at this time, I'm in my classroom as the student teacher, and I wanted to talk about a certain revolutionary organizer. Who am I going to talk about? No other than Ella Baker. Ella Baker, or Ella Josephine Baker. She was a civil rights, human rights activist, was largely behind the scenes organizer whose career spanned for over 5 decades in New York City and in the South. She worked along some of the most noted civil rights leaders. We talk about W.B. Du Bois, Thurgood Marshall, A. Philip Randolph, Martin Luther King Jr., and she also mentored activists such as Diane Nash, Stokely Carmichael, Bob Moses, and as leaders in the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. That's SNCC, in case y'all didn't know. And Baker criticized professionalized charismatic leadership. She promoted grassroots organizing, radical democracy, and ability of oppressed to understand their worlds and advocate for themselves. She realized this vision was most fully in the 1960s as the primary advisor and strategist of SNCC. She's been putting in that work for she's put in the work for a long time, straight out of Norfolk, Virginia. Big up to Norfolk. She's known for her critiques of both racism in American culture and sexism and the civil rights movement. So she's been around a lot of the big heads that was doing a lot in the civil rights movement. So she got to learn a lot and got to get out there and see what was going on in these different organizations and talking about how to improve it and make it better for those. So once again, big up to Ella Baker. In case you don't know, go ahead and go do your research. Google, do what you got to do. You can also see that she's had a documentary called The Story of Ella Baker. Also, you have a song called Ella's Song, written by Bernice Johnson. Also, several biographies have been written about her, including Barbara Ransby's Ella Baker and the Black Freedom Movement, a radical democratic vision. So find out about her if you don't know. She is that lady, Ella Baker, y'all. All right, with that said, do your history, be a student and a teacher at the same time, right here on Remix Morning Show. Now let's go. Yeah.
Indeed. Good stuff. Salute to Ella Baker and salute to so many other freedom fighters that happen to be women who have been putting in work and are not often recognized the way they should be. One, I would say my godmother, Fulani Suni Ali. If you don't know who she is, I think that you should definitely do some research, because to me, she's probably one of the most, she's an ancestor now, but she's one of the most thorough revolutionaries that I've ran across in the real world. I have certain OGs that I look to, that I learn from different parts of the movement, and she's definitely one that was sharp, and I continue to study. So shout out to her and folks like Queen Mother Moore, and so many others, because I noticed that oftentimes folks talk about the more popular freedom fighters. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of folks behind the scene don't get the respect that's due to them. You know.
Now, was I supposed to say SNCC?
I mean, yeah. You know, SNCC, SNCC, it's all the same thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Me with spelling stuff.
I mean, you know, it's all, I mean, you spelled it right. You know what I'm saying? And SNCC was important because it was some serious folks that came up out of SNCC or the SNCC. You talking about folks like you know, like you know, that helped to contribute to other movements, the H-Rap Browns, Imam Jamil Alameen's, the Kwame Torres, aka Stokely, formerly known as Stokely Carmichael, our guy Mukasa Ricks, you know what I'm saying, formerly known as Willie Ricks, Mukasa Dada, yeah, Mr. Black Power himself, you know what I'm saying, Kathleen Cleaver, Marimba Adni, Marimba came up out of there. And so much others, Afia Wanganza, and you know, so many that came through. But you know, I'm glad that you touched on Ella Baker, because it's important that
yeah, she don't get brought up a lot. You know,
no,
she doesn't get brought up a lot.
Not at all. Shout out to James in the chat. James is asking me, how does what do organizers do that the average Joe doesn't do every day? I don't necessarily know what the average Joe does, but I'll tell you this. Organizing is not about knocking on doors. That is an aspect. You know what I'm saying? Organizing is, you know, we're talking about, it is a way of life. You know, a lot of folks think that it's just you sign up for an organization, you go to meetings, and you wait for some marching orders, and that's it. No, it is a constant struggle. It is a constant it is, I mean, it is, you know, it's protracted. It is continuous. It is the way you live. It's the way you move. I don't understand, and I've never understood how organizers clock in and clock out. You know what I'm saying? I hear a lot of folks, you know, as I was coming up, talking about how they used to be in the movement. You know what I'm saying? And you'll hear me say all the time, I don't respect movement dropouts. You know what I'm saying? If the war's not over, or if you're not incapacitated, then I mean, I don't understand what you're talking about.
It's a marathon. It's not a 100-meter dash.
Huh?
I said it's a marathon. It's not a 100-meter dash. It continues to keep going.
Yeah. I mean, and it's what it's all about. And I think that the thing is, sometimes we get caught up in, as KRS would say, whose ass is the blackest. You know what I'm saying? It becomes a competition thing, which is the wildest, weirdest shit I ever ran across, because it's like, you know, how do you compete with folks who are supposed to be your comrades against your enemies? You know what I'm saying? That is one of the things that poisons us. We have to take out the ego.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? We got to take the ego up out of it. You know, and sometimes, you know, the thing is, we get to a point where you become stagnant by being a know-it-all.
Yeah, it's like the glass half full, glass full. You can't pour nothing else in the glass. You know everything. So it's
yeah, you know. Yeah. I mean, you have to continuously work on advancing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to always learn. And I think that one thing that a lot of folks don't realize, you know, my quote unquote elders or OGs are students as well. And I brought several of them on the platform, and many of them are 70 plus, 80 plus, and they're still students. They still answer to someone, you know, so that is that's very important. We're not we haven't won shit.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? So until any of you, individuals or organizations, can show us the complete downfall of imperialism in this capitalist system, then let's keep on doing what we're doing and fight to win.
Let me ask you this question. So what's your vision of winning? Is it to be on some Marcus Garvey, get on the ship, go back to Africa and claim all our resources in that land? Or is it to what is it? Was it Farrakhan? I was talking about how have the southern states and we have this land, and what is
you talking about, like the Republic of Africa? You said what is what? I missed the first part. I'm sorry.
What is your definition of like what does winning look like? Is it to go back to Africa? We claiming Africa, or we claiming the whole world? Stay where you are and southern states? Are we working with the other side, or what?
I mean, it reminds me, that question kind of reminds me of what I think it was on Common's record about Asada, and he had asked her about freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, you asking me what it means to be free? And ultimately she was saying that she don't know what freedom is. She know what freedom's not. So with me, to answer that question, I support folks' movements and all that. Me personally, I'm not a go back to Africa brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Africa is in me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. But I'm not one to just that's not my particular thing. But I support brothers and sisters who do. Winning to me is about self-determination. It is about being in a state of peace. It's about not being controlled and dominated. It's about security. It's about being able to totally destroy the system of capitalism and white supremacy. So to me, that's what's winning. It's not abstract, where we're gonna do this and we're all gonna live in harmony and all that. That's a fallacy. But I would like to have a situation where my offspring are hoping. I mean, my offspring are living and surviving and thriving, and they don't have to worry about being gunned down by by pigs, or being forced off of their land, or being starved to death, or having to suffer because I had the audacity to stand up and resist. You know what I mean? So to me, that's what winning is all about. And everyone may have their own definitions and reasons for their fight.
Yeah.
Because we're clear that everybody that's for the same thing might not be against the same thing, and everybody that's against the same thing might not be for the same thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But we're fighting to win, so that's what it is, and that's what winning means to me. So,
because I'm wondering, will we even have our own political system, economic system, aside from the American system that's going on right now, and still maintain what we're doing, or we just do it under wraps and just do our own thing and start our own this, that, and the third?
Yeah, I think
can it be done here in America and throughout the diaspora.
Yeah, I think that the first thing we have to do is define we. Because again, everybody that's for the same thing might not be against the same thing. Everybody against the same thing might not be for the same thing. You have some folks who want to replace this system with black capitalism. They want to be able to oppress you. They want to be the pimps. You know what I'm saying? Some folks, their only idea or vision of power is through the lens of the oppressor. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If you are oppressed and you're looking at victory through the lens of the oppressor, then you can't possibly break this cycle.
It's quote financial freedom for a lot of those.
I mean, shout out to Dr. Jared Ball. You know what I'm saying? There's no, I mean, like I was talking the other day, there's no financial freedom. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about the other day about billionaires. Of course, again, I was talking about how the quote unquote black billionaires are the impoverished billionaires of the billionaires. Because again, when you have folks like Bezos and you have folks like Elon Musk who are 250 billion plus, but then you have an African in America, the top billionaire here with 6.7 billion. 6.7 compared to 250 is a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
And those who are quote unquote billionaires are entertainers. They're entertainers so that they can earn for their masters. You know what I'm saying? They don't control the distribution. They don't control any damn thing. They don't even control their own thinking. They don't even control their tongues. All of that shit. So they're like rich puppets.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I don't want to get my money snatched, so I'll say a little bit, but
yeah,
not too much.
Well, you know, I mean, shit, whatever's clever, as they say. But anyway, definitely, you know, salute to all the good people out there who are making efforts to put in some type of work. You know what I'm saying? You know, it goes beyond. It goes beyond this podcast. It goes beyond, you know, like my man just said, knocking on doors. This is a, you know, it's a protracted struggle. You know what I mean? And we have to, you know, we have to keep on keeping on, as the OGs would say. But anyway, if you don't mind, we go to a quick break. And you looking.
I did my numbers to break.
No, my bad. No, I had someone else I was trying to bring on.
Okay,
so,
well, let's see what we can do here. You know what I mean?
Give us some sounds or something. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds. Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Matter of fact, you know what? We ain't got a trip. Don't worry about it. We'll save it for another day. I had someone else I was going to bring on.
I got it ready, man.
Okay.
Nah. But yeah.
No doubt. But definitely, you all are tuned in tonight. I will have Jalil Muntakim on Riot Starter TV, 7 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. live tonight. So make sure you set your calendars. Because some of y'all be like, "Oh, no notice." You know, he gave you a notice, but you know what I'm saying. You might have, you might have been in the chat chatting. But anyway, we gonna win, and we're gonna keep doing what it's do. Keep it doing what it do. Jared, since you in the chat, our homeboy D, if you could send him a link, we might get him on for a few minutes. You know what I'm saying? So Dr. Ball, if you could hook a brother up, that'd be nice. Send our man D a link. Tell him get in here, as you would say. We have about 12 more minutes on the joint.
Yes.
We can do something different and open up the chat.
The Chickadee chat room. What y'all want to talk about, chat room? Y'all be chatting, boy. They be having their own conversations and the whole nine over here.
Yeah, you gotta love the chat, man.
Oh,
you
yeah, do we?
Well, I mean, so some of them be on some shit, you know what I'm saying?
We ain't gotta love what they say.
Trying to pop off and shit because it's safe behind the glass, like in the corner store in the bodega.
Big up I Manifesto.
Oh, Ear Doctor always showing love to whoever showing him love. I Manifesto said that shit like 30 comments back.
Hey, I get so many tomatoes thrown at me for certain things. You know, I gotta find some.
No doubt. Jared's like, what the hell am I talking about? I was talking about our homeboy D. I'm trying not to say the name. Okay. He said on the phone about to go to class.
Oh, so, look at that. Let's talk about Warrior class. Big up Balagoon.
No doubt. Shout out to Balagoon in the building. Peace to Comrade Balagoon. And yeah, definitely, man. Check out Warrior class, man. Y'all sleeping on the job, man. I'm gonna just tell y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? I train with Balagoon. Balagoon is a serious dude, not only on the with the hands and feet, but the mind. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely get some of his books. Google Balagoon OJ Tade and check out some of his books because of the fact that you can learn something. You can learn something. We have some things coming up together. Him and I, we also co-chair the Urban Survival Preparedness Institute. We are Black Preppers, and we just actually held a class. Shout out to our brother, our comrade Doc Pagans. We just did a serious class around Stop the Bleeding. We got certified in that, AED, and also CPR. We have our brother Doc is a combat medic who he did 23 years in in the Army and 2 years in the Marine as a combat vet. As a combat medic. You know what I mean? So he's on the right side of the barricades right now, and he's been teaching our crew FTP movement, and we all certified street medics. We want to make sure, because see, the thing is, again, like the brother just asked about the organizing side of things. We have different components. You have Balogun, who is over the African Martial Arts Institute. That is a whole piece within itself. You know what I'm saying? Again, we said we have the Urban Survival Preparedness Institute, dealing with Black survival, because no one's going to save us but us. You know what I'm saying? We have the Siafu Youth Corps, which is the African Boys and Girl Scout program. We have Mama's Army. Shout out to my brother Marcus Klein, Freedom Home Academy and the education tip. We have, what else do we have here? Of course, FTP movement. And all of this, we have 52 blocks ATL. So we have two different fighting systems. We have African martial arts, and we have 52 blocks. And this is here in Atlanta. And of course, our organization, FTP movement, is a national, international formation. And we're proactive. You know what I'm saying? So we not just talk that talk, we deal with what we deal with. Let's talk about how do we deal with internal traitors and enemies. We all can't get along. There's always going to be internal traitors and enemies, but I think that's something that your organization needs to talk amongst themselves. I would never go online talking about how we deal with traitors and things of that nature, because it's not intelligent to do.
No.
But
and big up to the other hosts for Warrior Class.
Yes, Omanike and Bile.
Hey, I seen Omanike get her acting on. She been in a couple TV and movie joints. I was like, look, go girl. I had to big her up when I seen her. Big up.
Yeah, all three of them. Balagoon, Balagoon has a couple films out itself. You know what I'm saying? Belay's in a couple different joints. Balagoon's a writer. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he has like 40 plus books, fiction, nonfiction, the whole nine. And we've actually produced. He does this thing called Steam Funk, where we've done like audio podcasts, acting on that, and him and I, we produced a hip hop music video with Wise Intelligent and Diaspora Black. So yeah, I mean, it's a whole bunch of talented people.
Talent all over.
Okay. Yeah. So our manifesto said Omanike for starring role in Woman King 2. I mean, if they're intelligent, they're and we have several sisters like her in the ranks that put in work. So we don't have any suckers with us. You know what I'm saying? You get that ass whooped from men, women, and children. But check out our website, which is thepeoplesarmy.org. Thepeoplesarmy.org. That is what we do, because I'm always talking about organizers, and folks like, you ain't a part of no organization. I'm a part of peoplesarmy.org. Anyway,
we got John Armstrong. You know what would be cool to see? Training on online security, privacy. See a lot of folks getting, interested in guns and defense.
Oh, he's talking about having online security? Well, I mean, check out Warrior Class. Again, there's so many different, they touch on so many different angles. Matter of fact, I remember Kim Brown, and shout out to our co-host Kim. She was talking about, there's nothing for the physically challenged, right? And Balagoon went and wrote a whole book on that. So, there's something for everyone. We can't just sit back and talk about what we don't have. We have to investigate. We gotta look. You know what I'm saying? We look for the things that we want to see. But definitely check out Warrior Class when you get a chance. As well as I Mix What I Like, as well as like I mentioned earlier, Broke-ish and Luke Ma Nation. I know our sister Jackie got like 18 shows as well. Shout out to Jackie.
She's
Sundays, of course.
Kidney, so help her out.
Yes. Definitely, support our sister and continue to support our platform. I think that one of the things that you can do as well is we're looking to get our own server. We absolutely need our own server because of the fact that we're on other folks' programs and platforms right now, and we can say things and they could just snatch us off or whatever the case is, but we would like to be in a situation where we can kind of control our own narrative.
Yeah.
So make sure that you check out our Patreon, Cash App, and any other stuff that you might can contribute. You can go to blackpowermedia.org. That's blackpowermedia.org, and you can find out some of the things we have coming up, and some of the things that we've been doing and plans that we have with BPM. So again, we really appreciate you all. Make sure you tune in every Tuesday through Thursday for the Remix Morning Show, and on Mondays and Fridays you can check out I Mix What I Like. I know that Jared just had a dope show yesterday with in regards to Mumia Abu-Jamal. Of course, his most of you know by now that his court date has been changed. I believe it's October 26th, if I'm not mistaken. We've had Mumia on this platform on 3 different occasions. We're looking forward to bringing him and other political prisoners on board as well. We have a few different political prisoner campaigns coming up. Shout out to Curb Fest. We postponed Curb Fest Atlanta, but I know that there's one coming up in Boston on November 5th. Also, Poets for Political Prisoners, one of the joints we've been doing here for 2 decades. We will be taking that on the road as well. So continue to work with us and learn and help us grow.
Before we get out of here, Kalonji, is any book you can suggest people could pick up and get some knowledge from?
A book?
Yeah.
I mean, what type of book you think about?
I mean, you done read a lot of books, bro. I could just imagine, certain books. You'd be like, you know what, this is a good read right here.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna give you a self-help book.
Okay.
And I just mentioned my brother, so I'm gonna throw his book up here. I think everybody should go get this book right here. It's called Surviving the Urban Apocalypse. And this is by this brother I was just speaking about a few minutes ago, Balogun.
Balogun.
Yeah, so this is one of Balogun's books right here. You should get this right here because this is dealing with survival preparedness, and because this is where we are right now. So this is one of them. We have the USPI manual as well, but I would say go ahead and check out Surviving the Urban Apocalypse by Balogun.
Yeah, you got that hard softback book right there.
Oh yeah. Nah, so I mean, definitely check that out because I think that we should all have that in our go bags, and I think that Balogun, one of these coming episodes, we should get together and do a USPI video and talk about everything from the go bags to why politically we're in the situation we're in right now and how to survive this urban apocalypse we're talking about. And you all watch out for some classes that we're going to have coming up as well. If you are in the Atlanta area, African Martial Arts Institute, you can check them out on Mondays at 7 p.m. You can actually get some of that real deal physical joint. And, that's what it's all about. Yeah. But this is our time. Shout out to the Ear Doctor. We
did it.
We held it down.
We made it.
Said we couldn't do it.
Hey man, we've been doing this for years, as we said, and appreciate all y'all. Continue to show your love and support. Make sure y'all share, like the video, and let others know this is what we're doing, and we need y'all to continue to help us to put it on for y'all. So
no doubt. 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. Jalil Muntakim right here on Black Power Media, Riot Starter TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about changing the name of Riot Starter TV.
Huh?
So y'all let me know if y'all have any thoughts or whatever. Put it in the chat tonight, whatever. But I'm thinking about changing the name because just real quick, I picked up the name Riot Starter back in 2020 because of an incident at a certain university, certain Ivy League university. And I was on the news and they said something happened and they said the Riot Starter, such and such. They had my picture, whatever, and then all my folks
gotta keep it.
Yeah, all my folks start calling me that. So that's how the Riot Starter came up, you know, for folks that are not familiar with that. I'm clear that we don't start riots, we start rebellions. You understand what I'm saying? And there's a difference between a riot and a rebellion. But that is a playoff on what the state has been talking about. So, like I said, man, y'all be safe. We love y'all. Appreciate you all supporting what it is we're doing. And hopefully at some point you'll like something we're doing. And we might can do it the way you doing, or you can hop on here and you could do it the way you're doing and show us how we do it. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Stay ready for revolution.
Peace.
Yeah.